1 Zerglings versus 1-0 Protoss units. And now with that observer there, he will start to be able to recede this creep. And the queen, oh no, she gets spotted 30 seconds later and taken out. Meanwhile, he did manage to clear away that overlord just a little bit, now allowing the creep to recede, and he should be able to get that base put up momentarily. Meanwhile, probably wants to use these units, take out the gold, and get that base taken as well, because it looks like our Zerg players hovering around the gold might possibly want to take that as well. Supply counts for our players: 147 for the Protoss, 141 for the Zerg. Do we have Neural Parasite? No, has not been researched yet. Hive Tech is on the way, +2 for the Protoss, 2-2 almost done for the Zerg. Banelings morphing in. That was a lot of Banelings, 23 Banelings, which against a Protoss player, not really going to be that effective unless you get Overlord drops. Oh, more Banelings even over here. We've got Banelings everywhere. How many Banelings do? That's a lot of Banelings. 53 Banelings, folks. 53 Banelings. Do we even have? Yeah, we do have Baneling speed. All right, all right. I understand. Come on, get drops. Ooh, Dark Shrine on the way. That is going to do some damage. Meanwhile, we have a fleet of Banelings on their way to the Zerg. Ooh, ooh, army, clashing army. Oh, those Zerglings are going to get taken out. Oh, not before he gets going to get up into that. Oh, it's still blocked off, though. Interesting. Army's not clashing forward, and this Zealot Stalker Colossi army is going to just rip through this Baneling Zergling army. And yes, folks, it does manage to get cleaned up quite well. Only a little bit of damage suffered from the Protoss player, 138 to 127, and we have a significantly less amount of Banelings on the field. Overlord's being chased away. Will he? Yes, he does manage to get that Overlord killed. +2 weapon attack. Did complete, working on +3 attacks. Hasn't started any armor upgrades yet. Corruptor's on the way, probably to deal with those pesky Colossi. There we go. Losing my words. DTs are the march of DTs, and it looks like these DTs are all headed to different bases. They are going to do some damage, folks. There is not enough detection on this map. This could be what seals the deal for our Protoss player, as we've got this DT heading into this natural base, and he is spotting no drones, but sees a nice little hatchery he can take down. Decides to go for the drones instead. Does he chase the drones, or will he just go right for the... No, don't turn around. Turn around, Mr. DT. Oh, yeah, there he goes. Control that DT. Get him to kill that base. Meanwhile, a whole bunch of units are headed down to the natural, where a queen got taken out, but the Spore Crawler was there to keep detection on that base. Meanwhile, this DT does manage to make it into this base with full life. Overseer is there to spot, and the Zerglings get a nice surround, and that DT gets taken out. Do we have a DT in the main? No, it does not look like there's a DT in the main. Meanwhile, this hatchery is going down, folks. This hatchery is not built yet, but that DT is going to prove to be some trouble. This hatch will go down before this Overseer is morphed in. Bet my word on it. There it goes. Bam. It's going to want to get that DT out of there as that... Oh, that's brutal. Meanwhile, we've got DTs in the center of the map causing trouble for the Zerg army. 172 to 156. Those DTs were definitely able to do quite a bit of damage, taking out another mining base from the Zerg player, keeping his macro, basically just keeping his macro shut down as much as possible. Had to rebuild this queen here, she got taken out. Had to rebuild the queen down here, she got taken out. I don't know, it's looking pretty scary. We've got 1, 2, 3 mining bases from our Protoss, our Zerg player. We've got almost 4 mining bases up and running for our 3 for the Zerg, 4 for the Protoss. So it looks like our Zerg is starting to fall behind economically, as well as supply-wise. 174 to 165. Zerglings now heading across the map just to kind of poke and do some damage. Warping in a quick Zealot to take care of that one lonely little Zergling. This Zergling did get taken out as well. Here comes the army. Ooh, Archons. Look at the Arch. Oh, this is going to be deadly. In the game I co-cast with Kino DVT, I think if he would have had some Colossi in his army, he probably would have won that game. But, oh, look at the devastation. Oh, that was brutal. Look at all the fiery Zergling death body. Oh. Those Archons do some sick damage, man. Woo. These Archons are currently doing 47 damage a shot to Zerglings. Zerglings do not have that much life. Those Zerglings are getting one-shotted by the Archon army. And the Archons have, I don't know, 360 life. No big deal. They're like little pocket Thors. Meanwhile, these DTs are continually able to do some sick harassment damage. And I think this transition from Colossi to Archons is actually going to pay off for him. You know, he hasn't overproduced the Colossi. He's only got a few just for you know, a little salt and pepper in his army. We've got the Archons, which are basically acting like little pocket siege tanks. Even though this was played on the previous version, though, they still do quite a bit of damage. With the new Archon changes, though, with the extra range that they got, ooh, you put some Zealots in front of some Archons, in front of some Stalkers, in front of some Colossi, and you've got a death ball of epic proportions. Meanwhile, we have this almost 200 supply army heading down towards the Protoss base. Heading away from the Protoss base towards the Zerg base. Yeah. We've got quite a bit of Infestors and Banelings, so it looks like Infestor, Baneling, Zergling versus Archon, Colossi, Charged Zealots, and Blink Stalkers. I don't know about you folks, but I think I know who my money's on. Meanwhile, Zergling's doing a dance around the gold base rocks, and he does get those taken out. He's going to need to get this gold base, and he's going to need to find an answer for this. Yes, folks, we've got Broodlords on the way. Will Broodlords be the answer for him? I don't quite know, as Archons can one-shot those Broodlings. It's going to be tricky. Meanwhile, here comes the Zergling run by. I'm pretty sure that was spotted. Yeah, you can see the Zerglings on his map. Will he decide to go after the Zerglings, or will he just continue to say, I'm over it. Oh, Zerglings are headed into his base. This could actually do quite a bit of damage. One cannon's not going to be enough. Does force the Protoss player to pull back his army, attacking the natural base. All the Zerglings aren't even attacking. They were just kind of chilling. Going up into the Protoss' third base. Meanwhile, his whole army did manage to get pulled back. That is going to give him enough time to get a lot of these Broodlords morphed in. Where are the Broodlords? Oh, there they are. These Broodlords are going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. Alright. Ooh. Oh, these Zerglings are doing so much damage, killing off all the probes. And was managed to take those out before he was able to get in there. Meanwhile, we've got Broodlords taking down this non-existent base. Zerg ground armor level 3 is just about complete. Ben, thanks for clearing up that food. Nice. Meanwhile, we've got a 189 army for the Protoss. We've got a 200 army for the Zerg. We've got these armies about to... Well, where's the rest? There's the Protoss. I mean, the Zerg army is broken up into several different pieces, so I don't think he's going to be nearly as strong as the Protoss army. Getting those Stalkers, needs to blink those Stalkers forward to catch up to the Broodlords. Catch up! Catch up before they... Oh, that Stalker got taken out. There we go. Blink up there. Get close to those units. Get some damage in. Oh, one Broodlord gets sniped. Blinks down, takes out another Broodlord, takes out two Broodlords. Does he get the last Broodlord? Does he... I can't even see it. It's not up on the map anymore. Oh, there we go. Corruptors and Broodlords here now hiding out in the base here. Zerglings are now streaming into the gold base for Ben. Taking out the pylons. Taking out the probes. Taking out the Nexus. Yeah, these Zerglings are no match for this Protoss army. You know, 2 armored Zerglings I think are still getting one-shotted by the... Or not quite one-shotted by the Colossi, but definitely getting one-shotted by the Zerglings. And that final Broodlord does manage to get taken out by a handful of Stalkers. 2 Corruptors here on the edge of the map. Probably aren't even going to see those used much this rest of this game, as they are basically off-map. Meanwhile, the Protoss army's had enough. He wants revenge. 4 Ultralisks on the way. Ultralisks versus Archons. This could be definitely an interesting transition. I don't know if it's going to pay off, though, as he's only got the 4. A couple of sick fungal growths hitting the Protoss army, forcing it to basically stop in its tracks. One of the Archons does manage to get taken out, but there's just a lot of units here. Archons getting stuck in the back. Banelings rolling into that Colossi, taking it down. This Archon here does manage to survive. Very low life on that Archon, though. A lot of the Colossi are still standing, as well as the one Archon, and does manage to take out a lot of this base that was, taking out what was building here. Corruptors now getting onto those Colossi. He's going to have to micro those back, let the Stalkers soften up the Corruptors. Ultralisks now heading up. First Ultralisk gets taken down. More Zerglings moving in. Ultralisks coming in. This could be the final battle, folks, as we have the Protoss player pushing in on the natural expansion of the Zerg, getting into the production facilities. Colossi have such extended range, they're able to take off those spine crawlers. Ultralisk coming in from the back is going to do quite a bit of damage before he manages to get taken down. There it goes, taken down as well. Drones being pulled off the line to try to deal with the rest of this ball of units. I mean, it is 90 to 77. Ben's not even re-macroing this army. He's just letting it go to town. Another Ultralisk does manage to get taken out, and he is headed towards the hive. He's going to get the hive. Ultralisk Cavern's on its way down. Do we have more units coming in for sHizniTes? I don't see any. Ben does have 82 supply, 79 supply for sHizniTes. Looks like he is morphing in some more units. Ben did manage to bring in a couple more units, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold. I mean, he brought in some probes. That's what he does. He's like, I'm just going to build probes. I'm killing your base, killing your army, but I'm going to build some probes. And there's the GG from sHizniTes. He gets taken out. As you can see here, Ben does a great job building this huge base and is able to take out his opponent, even while leaving some of these overlords and tricky. I mean, look, he's got this stuff hiding on the map. I don't even think you could see it anymore. It's so off the map. If you like this game, like my channel, please subscribe down below. And as always, have a great day.